Just as a small disclaimer, I am not attacking anyone, and this is just for humor reasons. This is uncensored and pseudo-scripted content. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. Now let's move on with the video. Oh man, dude, I have a fucking banger for you guys. Holy shit. All right, so I'm gonna make a small disclaimer. Small, quote unquote. If you struggle with gender dysphoria, if you struggle with mental illness, if you struggle with depression and suicidal tendencies, watch at your own discretion. And if you are struggling with these things, I want you to get help. Okay. But if any of you do struggle with this, and a very serious case of this, I'm sure that you guys are all too used to people using it as an excuse for their shitty behavior and being a poor excuse for a human being. I personally hate it when people use their mental illness or whatever they're struggling with as an excuse and as a defense against them being a piece of shit. So understand that if I'm making fun of them for any of this stuff and any of these subjects, understand that it's not towards a group of people. It's not towards you guys. It is towards me and this person. This scenario is contained between me and this person. And in saying that, you should not get yourself involved by going and harassing them or seeking them out. If they are doing this stuff in your lobby, on FACEIT, or if in regular TF2, then take action. But do not seek this person out. If you really don't like this person, then these two next videos should be satisfaction enough for you. In saying that, let's move on with the video. So, I'm in a lobby and I join, right? I join in a new lobby and this is what we have, right? So, in this new lobby, you'll see that I'm just playing a game. I'm chatting regularly, you know. I'm just vibing, right? Now pay attention. So in the top right, orange lettering, obviously that's me, right? We're on Badwater. Now if you look at the second to last, that would be Dis or Dysphoria. I'm gonna call them Dis. So on my right, you also see the chat. This is where most of the screenshots are gonna come from. Obviously, they are public public, messages, but they eventually become DMs because no one else is left in the lobby. So, yeah, so let's just move on to it. You know, we're just kind of hanging out. This is a casual experience. You know, somebody says gang weed. I say, engineer gaming because, I'm playing engineer. I'm playing aggressive NG. And so I'm kind of enjoying myself. So now moving on. I believe it's after this match. And so after this match, what happens is let me give you some context. So I didn't record any of this match. I'm gonna be honest. I believe FACEIT has this thing where they replay matches and stuff, but I don't know where it is. I don't know how to find it, and if I can access it, then I will. But unfortunately, I did not record that. So we're gonna have to just stick to what I'm talking about. But there will be gameplay later on. So first off, I say engineer gaming, and that's the last until we play the game. So I believe actually this was the end. My bad. I think this was the end. Both of these DM screenshots were the end of the match. So to offer some context, Dis was shit talking pretty much every single player, especially the medics supporting our team, for being dogshit players when they themselves scored 19 points on the leaderboard and were lower than I was. And I was playing aggressive NG and I was doing a pretty shit job at it, but I was mainly worried about supporting my team. So I wasn't expecting to get any frags or anything like that, but they were playing Demo Man and they were trying to get frags and they couldn't even do that. So essentially I call them out for their bullshit at the end, and all of a sudden then this comes out and gives me a connect server, which obviously I'm not going to do that because this is not my fucking first rodeo. Okay, I'm not going to accept a random server address, because if any of you guys did not know, I'm not sure if it's possible in TF2, but I know it's possible in other games. If you connect to a certain server, that person who's the host of that server can redirect it and find your IP address and all this other shit. So I'm not fucking stupid, but I'm not necessarily worried about that in this case. I don't want to fucking bother, right? So then they say, come Rifter. I'm like, is that an MGE? And I end up guessing right? And they give me a smiley face, and I'm like, are you serious? And Dis says, of course, expected from a dogshit player. And I'm like, right, I'm a team player, you aren't. This person says something random. I don't remember what it was. Putos or something like that. And then Dysphoria says, sure, kid, sure. Moving on to the next DM, they pretty much call me scared and all that shit. So I'm like, you were more concerned with frags than anything else, and you can't even succeed at that. Nah, medics. And Stinkrat says, lol. And Dis mentions, didn't heal. And in relation to the medics. And Stinkrat says 19 points in 2 games. So what I'm theorizing is Stinkrat was in a previous game of Dysphoria where she did equally bad. Which I'm assuming this is a she because both of her gamer pictures are females. Which we'll get into that a little bit later. Because she does change her gamer picture later on this morning. I am recording this audio the next day because this was just too good of a video, right? I was originally recording audio, but it was so like late at night that my folks were sleeping. I'm like, you know what? No, we gotta do this right. So I decided to wait. I'm not in a rush. I want this to be a nice slow burn, you know, smooth burn. All right. So I mentioned that so it's their fault that you're bad, and so they said yeah. I hate these people. All right. So I obviously mentioned that I'm sorry that they decided to heal somebody more important than you, because at this point they're like second to last on the leaderboard, and the only reason why they aren't last is because the person under them is a bot and has 0 score. So it's not looking good for this person. So Dis says teamwork, pocket your demo so you can make DPM. Wow, you learned basic Highlander cop. Good job. It's funny how retards talk about teamwork when they understand to do. And so I essentially interrupt in between all that and I say, I play Highlander all the time. You have no idea what you're talking about. And then they say, yeah, sure. So here's the deal, right? I don't understand why competitive players, and I might make a video on why D tier classes can be S tier a little bit later and my philosophy on that, but I don't understand how so many competitive players don't like Highlander, like just purely because it's not as fast as they would have liked it, or it's not, you know, it's not as efficient, or they hate playing against certain classes or whatever. It's like, come on, get the fuck over it. It's comp, all right? Now, I'm new to the competitive scene, right? And I won't say that I'm a pro player or a super good player or I've been in tourneys before. I'm not going to say that. I'm an above average player, okay? I'm not super godlike, but I'm also not bad. So I'll take it. But I also know the basics of team, of team play and stuff. So that's why I was playing aggressive NGs, because no one else was playing NG. So, and on attacking on Badwater, you need an engineer because you can teleport them from spawn to other places. It's very easy. You make it very easy. And plus just the assist with the mini sentry and stuff like that. You can get some cheeky kills. Oh, excuse me. Just had a good breakfast. All right. So, moving on from this, I don't understand, like, I think, you know, I'm not going to say it. I think I mentioned it later. Let's see. So I say, I can't believe how much of an idiot that you're making yourself out to be. And so this says, keep playing Highlander. And I say, I'm getting more and more surprised by the second. So at this point, I'm not upset. I'm just baffled. Because I came out with this notion feeling like, oh yeah, surely people aren't this stupid. People aren't that petty. People aren't like that, right? And I was proven wrong today, man. It's like we're still back in the Call of Duty Xbox Live, Xbox 360 chat, dude. Like, holy shit. And by the way, as I mentioned that, expect all that from this person. Just expect that much from this person, because that's pretty much all they can bring to the table. So, we're gonna go through all the DMs, though, alright? I've got a lot of energy, so let's do this. So, Dis says, am a Highlander player, good job. So then I quote my dad. My dad says this a lot. Even I falter at this statement sometimes, but this person, whew, man, they just keep going. So I quote my dad, and I say, better to have everyone believe you're an idiot than to open your mouth and prove it. I fucking love this quote. I love this quote so much. Except, of course, when it's used against me. But, of course, Dis ignores it and says, come to MGE. And I say, you obviously don't know that, which is written in relation to the quote that I just made. And they said, Dis says, nah, I don't care. So, another one thing I want to mention, if someone keeps spamming IDC, I don't care, they obviously care. Because what you do when you're spamming IDC is you're not only trying to convince the other person that you don't care, but you're trying to convince yourself that you don't care. Why? Because you're willing to put so much effort into making sure the other person knows you don't care that you end up caring more. Like, it's such a backwards logic thing. And I fucking love it because you can see right through it. But if you call them out, they're of course going to deny it. So moving on to the next one. I mentioned that you're so damn petty. So again, I'm taking this situation a little too seriously for my own good, and I'm giving this person what they want. And that's on me, right? That's on me. So they say no, RGL. And I say, and obviously you do care, hence why you're still here. I would have extended on that, but they just kept dissing me. Diss mentions probably plays Highlander Pugs or UGC. I've never played UGC. I've played one Highlander Pug. I usually play 6s because that's what everyone else does. But I love Highlander. The one time I did play Highlander, I love Highlander. So I mentioned that I do because they're fun. And it says, no, you're dog shit. And I'm like, guess what? So at this point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going to antagonize this person now. I'm going to go even further beyond. I'm going to say, guess what, too? I'm a heavy main as well. You got anything to say about that? Sure. Right. So, and then they say heavy Highlander player. I'm like, yep. It doesn't even know how combos work. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I mentioned that they say combo, how combo works. All right. So, I'm a heavy main, right? Let me break this down for you. I'm a heavy main. And I don't know what a combo is. Huh, that's weird, because it's almost like the most popular combo includes a medic and a fucking heavy. But, you know, of course, I don't understand combos. So, you know, what am I talking about, right? I'm just an idiot. All right, so let's keep going. And so I said, of course I know, I'm a fucking heavy main. It says, yeah, I don't expecting, which is weird. I don't expecting? Weird. So I then finally get fed up, and I mentioned that, bitch, you are not entitled to medics. You earn that shit. Which is very true. It's absolutely true. If you are playing in a team and your medic does not want to heal you in favor of somebody else who's on the top of the leaderboards and slaying and mopping the floor with everyone, then let them. They are like, people have this notion that they are entitled to heals constantly. And as a medic, as I've played medic before, you have to be a no bullshit kind of guy. Sometimes, in order to save a life, you've got to take one, or you've got to leave one out to dry. It's how it works. If someone's biting off way more than they could chew and they get upset because you decided not to heal their stupidity, then fuck them. Just fuck them. And this person was a glorious example of that in this specific game. I know there was like a heavy that was wiping the floor, but no one could push, so he couldn't do anything. And obviously this demo, Dis, was just demanding heals from this medic that this medic didn't know what to do. So, yeah, don't be fucking like this. Don't siphon a medic and waste the potential of your medic because you're a shitty player. And I will show you if you're not being valuable to the team, and if you're not doing too great, I will show you what you should do later on, because I'm going to mention that in this next gameplay, that I'm not doing too great. I'm going to be honest. I'm playing casually, but I still do my part as a part of the team. So let's moving on to the next DM. It says, you come into MGE, and I say Lamau, because obviously at this point, I've made it very clear that I'm not. So it says, you're dog shit, mechanical, and in game sense. And I'm like, hell no, the fuck? I play for fun, not for flex, in relation to what they said to you coming to MGE. Which is very true. I play for fun, not for flex. If I happen to do very good, then I play for fun and flex. But ultimately, I'm here to do one thing, and that's to have fun. Alright? And to have a challenge, and to try my best. And so, this says, yeah, wow, you're just still dog shit, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, you are hopeless. I cannot believe, like, people like you can exist. Again, I'm baffled here. I'm not even, like, upset or angry at this point. I've lost any sorts of anger or mad that I could have had, right? At this point, I'm just fucking amazed that this person does not understand how stupid they look right now. So I say, you take this way too damn seriously, holy shit. And then they say, I'm not Lamau. So, and then it says, why I even try to win when you know that it's a loss, Lamau. And I'm like, you really out here challenging me to an MGE, and you're telling me you aren't taking this seriously. And so this says, you trash talk me, Lamau calling me shit. I'm like, you trash talk literally everyone else. And Dis is like, oh, I'm in trouble, or whatever the fuck that face was. It's stupid. It's a pog face, I guess. And so then I mentioned that I was telling you to shut the fuck up. And then they say, wow. And I was like, that's it. And by the way, again, I'm criticizing them because it's a very valid criticism. If you're doing dog shit, you should not have the fucking medic. I'm sorry, you just shouldn't. Because there are loads of other people in the team that deserve that medic more than you do. Right? If you want a buff, then that's different. But even then, like, come on. And so it says, I did. Wow, I'm so toxic. God, man, sarcastic people, man. Oh, man. And you know how people say sarcasm is like anger's ugly cousin? Like, it's very true in this scenario. I don't think it's true in every scenario, but I think it's very true in this scenario. So it says, whatever, still dogshit players, frowny face, blah, blah, blah. Sure, you're free to believe that. And then they say, call me bad, can't even MGE me. Again, I'm calling them bad in the context of not only getting frags, but supporting the team. Like, I'm calling you bad in team play. And MGE is not team play. Obviously, you might kick my ass in MGE, but that's not the point I'm trying to make here. You're a shitty player, and you're a shitty team player. Alright? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're a shitty player on solo or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. This is Team Fortress 2. Most of the time, we're playing with a team. So, arguably, the thing that's the most important is playing on a team rather than a 1v1 and in a contained environment. You fucking dipshit. Anyway, okay. Let's move on. So it says, no, it's not that I can't go to the MGE, because I can go to the MGA. I might not win, but I can go there. That's not the issue. I just don't want to, which I'm completely free to. Just because I don't want to. By the way, why do so many people just assume that just because I don't accept a 1v1, that automatically makes me scared? Like, I'm not fucking scared. Why the fuck would I be scared of you? Why the hell? Like, I'm not being humiliated here. I'm sure many people would agree with me on a lot of these scenarios, and you'll see later on that people do. Because it gets so much better than this. So let's keep going. Doesn't know how to play the game, blah, 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 whatever. So, they say, yeah, the dog shit. Man, they just keep playing the dog shit, man. I have never seen somebody use the term dog shit so much before. And they say, don't even try it. And so I say, I'm actually not. But okay. All right. If you're going to stick around, I might as well have fun with this. So this is kind of like the turning point, right? I'm still a little serious, and you'll see, like, I do one last serious, like, a few messages, and then I leave, right? After this. So, I say, this keeps saying, and they say, it's funny, two dogshit players, how dig dogshit players. And okay, so I hate to be a grammar Nazi here. I hate when people like call out other people on typos because they have nothing else to say. But I have to say, you can kind of just tell when someone else is mad because they're furiously typing. You can like smell the stench from their armpits because of how much they're sweating from thinking of another creative insult like dog shit. So obviously when you're typing super fast, you're gonna make typos. I'm taking my time. I don't give a fuck. So that's why you see me very rarely. It's late at night, so I might make a few, but this is mostly me just like kind of just talking. This person's just like furiously writing like they're writing a diss track on me, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. So then they say, call me dog shit. Well, dog shit player to talk shit when they can't even back it. I don't need to back it. I've already backed it. Okay. If my whole objective was to support the team, then I did a good job. And I'm going to continue to do the good job, regardless of what class I am. So, I mentioned, finally, call me dog shit. I really don't care, because I don't. It's like the 7th time you called me dog shit. It doesn't matter. Like, I get it. You think I'm dog shit. I'm not, but you think it. So I get that point. And so I mentioned I'm just baffled at how delusional you are. And I say, what is this, 2013? You're out here challenging me to an MGE because you're insecure about your placement in the leaderboard for 2 games in a row? And the fact that I called you out? Don't even start. And so Dis, of course, denies this and says, nah, I'm not insecure, Lamau, which... If you follow up, I'm not insecure with Lamau, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, at least admit to some of your faults. Like, why do so many people have to get defensive about every single little thing? Like, that tells me that you're insecure. Like, I never said I was an amazing player. I never said I was the best player. I said I was above average player. And I was trying to contribute to my team, you know? It's like, I never came out here claiming all this shit. You did. Like, you're the idiot here. But anyway, moving on. So I'm not trying to play. I'm playing MGE. So I say then leave. And it's like, while you're writing, nah, I just want to keep laughing. And I'm like, I'm sure you're laughing so hard. And blah, blah, blah. They say something in Spanish, which I didn't bother translating because I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to waste that much energy. So I do mention something funny, which they're going to call me racist for. But arguably, they're going to be a lot more racist in the future. So let's just stick with me here. So I say, oh boy, how easily amused you can be. So then they say, translate that, bro. And so I say, I don't speak the taco language. Okay, so here's the deal. When I say I don't speak the taco language, I'm not making fun of someone's race. Let's make that very clear. There's a difference between a language and a race, okay? And people make fun of, a matter of fact, this person actually makes fun of Americans all the time. So, funny enough, in this scenario, though, I'm making fun of the language. I'm not making fun of the nationality. I'm not making fun of the race. I'm not making fun of any of it. I'm making fun of the language because I don't speak it. And in a sense, I'm actually making fun of myself in this scenario because by saying it's the taco language and not acknowledging the fact that it's the Spanish language, I'm making myself look more stupid for humor, right? So I don't... People make fun of the English language all the time. Hell, even I do it. I agree that's fucking stupid sometimes. So I'm allowed to do that with other languages. I'm sorry. Cancel me. So it says, yeah, I know, you're a white monkey. Immediately, man, immediately hits me with the white monkey. Okay, so first off, this is a direct attack, right? Meant to hurt me for who I am, okay? This is racist. I'm not offended by it, obviously. I'm not convinced by it. But I do want to make a very clear distinction here. By me calling the Spanish language the taco language, I'm making fun of the food, of myself, and of the language. I'm not making fun of the nationality or the race. I'm just saying something funny because it's fucking funny, right? When this person comes out saying I'm a white monkey, that's not funny. It's just kind of sad. It's not offensive even. It's not creative. And that's another thing too. If I'm a white monkey, then what's a regular monkey? Oh, it's kind of weird, that comparison. It's kind of weird that you have to differentiate regular monkeys with white monkeys. I wonder, what you call your other friends. But I'm not going to go down that road. So let's keep going. So I said, look. It seems to me that you're the type of person who got some serious real life issues, which I end up being correct about later. So this is at the point where I start breaking this person down, right? And so I say, sometimes I gotta wonder what goes through your head. Boom, immediately got them. So they say, yeah, depression, mental issues, and suicidal tendencies. Yep, like a lot of people in the world having hard times. I'm having a hard time. Some of you guys who've been watching my channel know that I just came from a funeral. And I had to spend Easter without one of my family members, and there's a lot of shit going on in my life, and in about 5 days, I'm going to need to go out, and do a very big thing for myself. I'm going through a hard time. I struggle with mental issues constantly. But I don't use it as a shield. And you are a very weak individual if you have to use this shit as a shield in such a petty argument like this. You are a pathetic human being if you have to do that. And I have no respect for you if you do. But anyway, moving on. So I say that makes a lot of sense because somebody who uses that as a shield obviously struggles with real life stuff. So I was saying that in relation to what I said before. So I say, oh boy, here I go. Listen, I struggle with those things too. The difference between you and me is I try to fix it. You hold it over other people's heads and brag about it like it's something that you've earned, which is exactly what they're doing. They're using it as leverage. So I would feel bad. It's like, oh, I'm making fun of somebody who has depression. No, I don't give a fuck. I've struggled with that shit too. And like, if you're gonna use that as a shield, then I'm just gonna do it more. So then they say, Lamau, bro, Americans are really funny. I didn't say that I was trying to fix it. I do, Lamau. This person very, very, very clearly does not understand what mental illness is. If you struggle with mental illness, you know that it's not something so simple as, I just fix it, right? I say try to fix it because I know it takes time. And I know it's a battle. And I know you have to constantly just keep going at it. This person just says, oh, I fix it. Obviously you haven't. Because if you say, oh, I just fix it, then you wouldn't have had those problems in the first place. And you wouldn't have those problems now to hold over my head, right? So I don't understand people like this who degrade serious subjects like this just to make themselves look so much better. So I say, right, okay, sure. So it says, so then they say, you're pathetic, which is very ironic. So I say, none of my business, although you do tell me, because I don't want to talk about it anymore, right? I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's just not where I want this situation to go. It's not the scenario I want to go. So I kind of control the scenario and put it in a different direction. But she does insult Americans a lot. So I'm sorry, Americans, if you are triggered by this, which I am an American. If you're triggered by this, then I'm sorry. I should have made a disclaimer, and I apologize. We don't give a fuck. We're Americans. All right, so I said, I'm like, God, you are so sad. And so this says, oh yeah, I cry every time I'm sad. So there's this weird thing with these kinds of people where they kind of degrade themselves in order to make themselves more invincible. Like they kind of like do this thing where they're trying to make fun of themselves so that they appear more secure, but they actually end up appearing more insecure because of how fake it is, right? Because this is fake. Like there's no joke here. It's like, I don't understand how people it's like, oh yeah, I am this, I am that. It's like, do you think acknowledging that makes you any better? Matter of fact, it actually makes you worse. Like, sure, acknowledging the problem is solving half the issue. But what about the other half? And if you're not going to do anything about it and you still know about it, arguably you're worse now. Because now you know about it and you're not going to do shit to improve yourself or for anyone else. It's like, bro, God, I don't understand people like this, man. But anyway, moving on. So this is where I get serious, and this is where I leave, right? So I say, just the thought of you taking someone else's happiness away, even if that isn't actually happening, is still enough for you to take pleasure from it. I will never understand people like you. So what essentially I'm saying here is, by putting others in a bad mood, and completely ruining their night makes your night better. Like that's the definition of pathetic. Like that's just mean, right? But anyway, moving on. So this says, I'm taking the happiness of somebody. How do I do that? I want to try that. Obviously misunderstanding what I'm saying. So I say, pay attention to this next message that I say, right? I say, I'm face palming so hard right now. You are an excellent example of what every person should never be. You are such a good example of what is wrong with the world. And honestly, I'm glad people like you exist, because it shows me ultimately what never to become. I hope you're happy and God have mercy on you, because the world sure as hell won't. And I stand by that statement, even to this day. So it says, you're okay, bro. It's just a game. You got mad, blah, 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 whatever. And so I say, goodbye, I'm done with this. Go on, call me a pussy, whatever, because this is the type of person to do that, to have the last laugh and be petty like that. So I say, but I've made my point, and so I say, goodbye, I'm done with this. Go on, call me a pussy, whatever, but I've made my point, and I'm not going to waste the rest of my night on someone like you. So then Dis says, bro, it's just a game. We can talk about your problems if you want. And I just kind of left it at that because I'm not going to antagonize them anymore. So I thought I was done, right? I thought that was the end, and I'm just going to queue into another match, and yeah, everything will be better. So then moving on, look at this. Take a look at this and see what's wrong here, right? See what's wrong. So I am in a new match. And as you can see, spoiler alert, we do win. But a little bit more on that later. So I'm on the enemy team, Team Rewind, and Dis is on Team Kanji. So we're opposing each other this time, right? First thing, like, I don't even know if this person knows that I'm in this next lobby, right? And if they do, holy shit. So this person made a bind, right? This person made a bind quoting me, which, yeah, I stand by that quote, so I don't really care. And I noticed that it's 1 o'clock for them. I don't know if that's 1 p.m. or 1 a.m., but I noticed that we are in different time zones, so this is a different time. I don't know, it's just something I observed. But anyway, moving on. So I say, good luck, have fun, everyone. Because when I saw this and I was in the middle of typing this message, I thought it was like some sort of weird bug for FACEIT, But no, I realized that this person made binds, quoting what I said as if I would regret anything I said, which I don't, but it's still annoying. So this person, so I say, that's cool, they spam it again, and this guy says no one cares, and Rewind points up to this guy saying that he agrees with him. So I'm like, yeah, no one actually cares, and then they spam it again, and then they say, so then I mentioned, stop being such a drama queen about it, because this is like 2 games in a row that they're just coming after me, and they're just like fucking, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, and by the way, this will mark the official spot where I dropped all sorts of seriousness, and I turned into the troller at this point. I've turned 100% into the troller at this point, and I have no regrets. So, FACEIT, eat shit says, I'll just mute you, end of issue, which is, and what not, he didn't end up doing that, which he ends up not regretting later, because of how funny it's going to be later on. So, Rye Guy says, what kind of bot is this? And I say, I was obviously right about you when I said it too, because if they're gonna spam it and make a bind of it, then I was right about everything I said in the previous lobby. And so Rewind says, the fact that you have that you think that anyone cares, and this is like, ooh, or whatever the fuck that face is, just sarcastic bullshit. Rye Guy says, oh, never mind, not a bot. Niall puts a little smiley face. It's really cute. Niall was a pretty cool guy, so yeah, he's pretty cool dude. I say yeah, and Atomic says I'm confused as fuck. So this was before this match. I did actually end up recording half of this match, but I remember I ended up apologizing for this person spamming in the chat on my team. I ended up apologizing on their behalf because obviously this situation is between me and them. It's not between anyone else, right? But they made it that, so that's why I'm making this video as well. So, but anyway, so I ended up apologizing on their behalf, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you seem like a really cool dude. Like, you're not a problem at all. You're not problematic or anything like that." But yeah. Hey, everybody. So just Future Rifter here real quick. Just putting up a small disclaimer. So I've actually broken this up into 2 parts. This video was far too long to actually put in one video because of just how much stuff there is. So if you are at all interested, just make sure you subscribe and check in and notify yourself. So when I upload part 2, it's going to be coming out soon. You can stick around for that. I believe it'll be coming around tomorrow or the day after. Depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, if you're at all curious to see how the game went and how the rest of the DMs went after that, because they go on for a while too, then yeah, stick around for that. It's going to be quite the crazy ride. But anyway, I hope you guys still enjoyed the video. I don't usually make other content like this, so if you do subscribe for this specific content, then I'm afraid you're going to probably be disappointed. But I do make other content, so you should check that out. Yeah, with that being said, thank you for making this far in the video and giving a small-time creator like me a chance and your precious time. And this has been Rifter, and I am out.